Hey guys, you're watching As Sustainably Simple as Possible. I'm your host, Justine Ma, the chef owner of Farm to Table Hawaii, and today we're talking about apothecary shells and natural home remedies, and one of my favorites is making natural cough drops made of garlic cloves and raw honey. You can do this wherever you are as long as you have fresh garlic, and you just smash the bulbs and get rid of the skin, and then you put in raw local honey and you let it sit for at least a week, if not more, and you won't believe this has been sitting for 3 years. It looks like black garlic. It never expires. I promise. It's really healthy. It's really good. I am just recovering from a cold. You can hear it in my sinuses. I got whatever is going around, and literally all I do is take a clean spoon and a scoopful of garlic and the syrup. It's still crunchy after all these years. It never expires. Honey never expires, you guys. So what I'm going to do is jar some of these up and put them on my apothecary shelves because they're a great gift. I learned how to do this years ago from a beekeeper in New York, so this is a keeper. I like to save all the ribbons I just get from like random packages, so nothing goes to waste here. Actually, that one's pretty long. Even this little leather cord is cute. And then I'll add my little label, and I can put it on my apothecary shelf. Like that, and it's a little gift. This is my little friend Connie. She's bringing over the homemade garlic cough drops to the apothecary shells that I made from scratch. The wood is sourced from Keaau hardwoods located up in Waimea, and they're rainbow eucalyptus, and I made sure to cut them, sand them, and stain them to fit perfectly. So I installed these a couple weeks ago, and I was actually going to make a floating shelf, so you see these rods, but it didn't work out. It was actually way too hard. I had to go simpler, put L brackets in, so I'm going to uninstall these floating mounting brackets. I'm going to replace them with L brackets, and then we're going to design it so that it is an apothecary shelf for me, so I can have teas and jars and books and, you know, just a nice little cozy open shelving unit here on my lanai. And a lanai is an open air covered deck. So let's get started. Okay. So I have my Ryobi tools. I actually just bought a new drill and a new impact drill. I bought this set for about like $150, and then you got a free tool with it, and it comes with batteries and everything. So I think like Ryobi is a really good deal. I know people say that's like for beginners or starter sets, and this was my very first Ryobi. Oleni's here. And it was great. And then I thought, I was like, oh, I'll go to a more like prestigious brand like Milwaukee or DeWalt or something like that. And I did buy a Milwaukee, and I was just like, it honestly does the same thing. So I decided to return it and bought the Ryobi because then I'll have batteries for all the same things. So I would say like buy the same brand and buy one that you feel comfortable with using and stick to it so that you don't have to have so many different pieces of equipment in your shed, and then you can maximize space. Okay, so I like Ryobi, and end of story. They're down. I took this off with the circular peg, and I'm putting L brackets on. This is super easy. This is not easy because you need to drill a hole into the board and make it as straight as possible so that's a non-seeing bracket. And then in order to do that with such a long shelf that is about, I would say 12 inches deep, it's hard to get a straight drill. So we're going to L brackets. I've been humbled, and it's okay. So the sustainable simple aspect of this project was to actually just take it down because the floating shells were proving to be really complicated for me. I was going to have to buy, well, I actually tried to buy a lot of doweling jigs, and they didn't fit because the actual drill bit that I had was bigger than the average doweling jig size hole, even when you unscrewed the piece. So I was just like, if I don't have a proper machine that can drill 4 holes straight about 11 inches deep, the easiest thing would be, even though it was hard to put them up, is to take them down and buy something that is more sustainable energy-wise and simpler. So this is okay to take down your work and to rethink it out. So I'm reusing the screws so I don't waste them. So this is where a balance comes in handy. has a light. That's awesome. Okay, so I bought this on Amazon. Call me ADHD, OCD, whatever. This is amazing because it organizes all of your screws, and I don't really care if you get it or not, but if you're like me and you hate when people just like leave screws all around, you can organize it. These flaps come out and you can make it as big or as small as you want. And it just made it really easy for me to realize that I don't have any extra of those screws, so I can use the new screws that I just got. So, oh, and guess what? It's not just one-sided, it's double-sided. So if you want this, there's a link in my Amazon storefront. I rarely check it, but I just want you to know that this is available to you if you want your life to be a little bit more organized. Because when builders come, they literally just throw everything in a box and like they rebuy the same screws because they can't see them. So I bought like thousands of dollars in screws and it's just waste. So this makes me feel better about life. Okay, let's get back to drilling. Let's go style this. So I brought out some of my friends, and my friends who have written cookbooks, and they're gonna look really nice out here and then people can enjoy it. So we have Egg in Williamsburg. I don't know if it's still around. This is my friend Allie Creamer. She wrote Modern Ayurveda. If you ever have a chance to take one of her classes anywhere in the world, basically based in New York City, take her class. It is like an experience beyond. She is my teacher forever. I credit her for who I am today, and she's just an amazing spirit, soul, teacher. I feel like every time I go to class, it was like I was going to church, and you know, it helped me accept myself, accept love, accept everything going on in the world. Modern Ayurveda. Check it out. This is Missy Robbins. I have a bunch of her books that I won at a Hawaii Food and Wine Festival auction. So she sent me breakfast, lunch, dinner. She sent me her pasta book. I think there's another one in there, but she's amazing. She owns Missy, but it's spelled M-I-S-I, so people think it's pronounced Missy. It's an amazing Italian restaurant in Brooklyn also. She also owns Lilia, and she's doing amazing things. I'm really inspired by her and all of her pasta work, and we both share a love for Italy and going there, so check out Missy Robbins. And then we have Seamus Mullen. It's really on brand with like my lifestyle here, so. All done. So, thanks for tuning into this episode of ASAP, where we're doing things as sustainably simple as possible. I'm your host, Chef Justine Ma, and make sure to follow me on Instagram, and please subscribe and like and follow this YouTube. I'll see you ASAP.